Today in class we are learning how to factor trinomials. A trinomial is something of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, or where there are 1, 2, 3 terms. To do that, we're going to use a method called my father drives a red Mustang. And that's just a way to remember these steps. So you say in your head, my father drives a red Mustang, and write the first letter of each, and then we'll write out the steps for what to do. M stands for multiply a times c. So that's this number, the coefficient of x squared, and c, the constant by itself. F is to find the factors of AC that add to b. B is the number with x. D is to divide by A, and that A comes from right here. So divide by A. R stands for reduce your fractions, and M stands for make into factors. To do that, you're going to put X on bottom and read up. Okay, now why would we want to do this, and why can't we do what we did yesterday, which was to factor using the greatest common factor? The reason that we can't use the greatest common factor anymore is because these will not have a GCF, but it's 3 terms and there is a special way for them to be factored. To make this easiest, we're going to do this method right here. Let's look at some examples. Number 1, if I have x squared plus 9x minus 10. Okay, my A is 1, my B is 9, and my C is negative 10. We do take the signs. I'm going to multiply A times C. 1 times negative 10 is negative 10. I'm going to write out the factors. So I could have 1 times 10 or 2 times 5, right? I want to figure out what combination gives me 9. To get a negative, I have to multiply a positive times a negative. So if I have negative 1 times 10, 10 minus 1 is 9. So that's what I'm going to use. Now I'm going to, that adds to get B. Now I'm going to divide each by A. So divide by 1 on each. And I'm going to use those as my fraction bars. Reduce my fractions. Negative 1 over 1 does not reduce. 10 over 1 does not reduce. Make my x's on the bottom and read up. So my factors are x minus 1 times x plus 10. Now that is the factored form of this. When I do this, if I did FOIL or a box right here, I would get back to this answer, and that's what I want to do to double check. Let's look at another example. Example number 2. 2x squared plus 9x plus 10. Our A is 2, our B is 9, and our C is 10. I'm going to do M, multiply A times C. 2 times 10 is 20. What multiplies to 20 and adds to 9? Well, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, nothing times 3, 4 and 5. 1 plus 20 is 21. That won't work. 2 plus 10 is 12. 4 plus 5 is 9. Good. That adds to get my B. So that's the factor I want to use. I'm going to divide by A, which was 2. Reduce my fractions. This one cannot reduce, but this one can. So I have 2 over 1. Put my x's on bottom and read up. So now I have x plus 2 times 2x plus 5. And again, if I wanted to box or FOIL that out, I could definitely double check. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 2 times 2x is 4x. 5 plus 4 is 9. And 2 times 5 is 10. Let's do a couple more. 5x squared plus 7x minus 6. A is 5, B is 7, and C is negative 6. A times C is negative 30. That's 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 4 times nothing, 5 times 6, and that's it. Which one of those adds up to give me positive 7? Well, one of these is going to have to be a negative, either this group or this group. My number's positive, so my smaller ones are going to be my negatives. And 10 minus 3 is 7, so the rest of these are out. divide by a, so divide by 5. Reduce my fractions, negative 3 over 5 can't be reduced. 10 over 5 can be 2 over 1. Notice that I'm leaving those as fractions, so I can write my x's on the bottom and read up. 5x minus 3 times x plus 2. Notice I'm not writing the 1x, that's just because that's to be understood. Also, it's probably important for you to realize I could write x plus 2 over here times 5x minus 3, and that would be the same thing. So order doesn't really matter. How about x squared plus 3x plus 2? A is 1, B is 3, and C is 2. A times C, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1 is 3. Divide by A, write my x's, and read up. So my factors are x plus 2 and x plus 1. Now, I do want to show you on this that on something really simple like this, especially if there is no A, another way that you could think about this, and I just want you to be able to do this eventually. We're not going to do this for now. You're going to use my father drives a red Mustang. But if we weren't going to do that, then what we would do is we would say, what times what gives me x? Well, x times x is x squared. What times what gives me 2 and adds to 3? The only thing to get to 2 multiplying is 2 times 1, and 2 plus 1 is 3. It's kind of a double check that makes it a little bit easier to do these in your head. We had some extra examples in class, but I think that's probably enough for you to be able to do the homework on your own, so I'm going to stop there. And your assignment number 7 is a worksheet, and I will get that to you when you get back to class. Good luck. Let me know if you have questions.